feel like we can't not
snap.
dance to this.
No,
I feel
can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. That's fair, folks.
I heard if you say
What
that
the-
3 times in the mirror in the dark, Diddy appears.
Oh no! Let's not.
Everyone's asshole titans.
No.
We're the ones in trouble.
Everyone, stop, please. This is not how I want to start the show. You definitely do not want to start.
before. I thought I was going to get called out. Old joke.
I don't want to start with that. I want to start with real hip hop. I want,
Yes,
you know,
suing
I.
people.
Exactly. Same people from the
You'll be
real
hearing
bitches.
from my lawyer, sir. How dare you?
folks, we have to start it off with addressing. Well, first off, you know what? Before we even go there, I do want to talk about the fact that Kendrick has dropped a new album, GNX. It's a very good album. It took a few listens for me to get into it. I'll be honest. I had a conversation with a buddy of mine who was just like, "What's your vibe on this?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm not really feeling it." He's just like, "Really, you?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I listened to it, and it was okay, but I didn't feel like it was great, you know."
Mm-hmm.
And then I re-listened to it. I listened to Luther. I listened to what's my other favorite song on it? Reincarnation. And I was just like, oh, this is fantastic. This is actually really good. Mind you, I still don't love the whole album. I love specific tracks.
But some albums are like that, right? You got to give it a listen, and then all of a sudden you're in love with it and you never let it go.
Yeah, but I'm concerned because he's never really missed with me. So that's why I was.
Did you like Big
you know,
Steppers?
Yeah, but
Yes. Yeah, quite a bit.
Because I know that's a heavy album to listen to.
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
wandering
that one-
into an argument between a girlfriend and a boyfriend. And you're like, ooh, what makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't like this. I remember even Tyler the Creator said that. He's like, I love that album because it's making people look at themselves in the mirror and they're not liking it. They're not happy.
Yes. Yeah.
That was a great album.
I mean, my favorite album is still To Pimp a Butterfly. Favorite track, How Much Does a Dollar Cost? I've always said that that's possibly one of the best songs I've ever heard from a rapper. The way the production, all of it, it's fantastic. And it impressed me that, we got the next album, Damn, and I was just like, oh, this is like loyalty on Damn is insane. Rihanna, like, I think that's one of Rihanna's best features. The way the whole flow, the music video, like the whole project, as like, because sometimes you have an album as a project, but sometimes a single on an album feels like its own project because you put so much good behind it. So like the song is good, production's good, music video is good, the rollout's great, feature is fantastic. You have Rihanna, stuff like that. So for me, I was just like, okay, so I'm down with this. And then the next album, great tracks. I think Father Time is my favorite, featuring Sampha. Then we got the diss album. We have Untitled, which I like. Untitled, it's not one of my favorites, but then we got essentially what was a diss rollout, where it's just like him and Drake going at each other, and then Not Like Us took the belt. Yeah. If we're gonna stick to wrestling terms that people appreciate on this type of show, Not Like Us took the belt. It took the belt. It won. Overwhelmingly won the battle. It's not an if and buts or anything. I don't think I know anyone, even fans of Drake, even people probably in Drake's own circle, understand and recognize that that's the track that won. Like, and this isn't a factor of being petty, or this is a factor of like, it was the better song. It got the spins. People appreciated it, and it did the numbers it did.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, I don't think
to what Jawz was saying. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jawz.
I was gonna say, I don't think you're hearing the takeover or ether at kids' birthday parties.
Quinceañeras. Jawz. They played it at quinceañeras. When I heard that they were playing it at quinceañeras, people played it at quinceañeras in LA. Sweet 16s, quinceañeras in Latin community. People were playing it at weddings. People were playing it at everything. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if
16.
If we heard it at a wake.
Era?
Quinceañera is 15. The
15.
When a girl turns 15 in the Latin
I mean, yeah,
community.
like think about what we were listening to at 15, 16. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
No judgment.
And the parents
It makes
probably
sense to
don't
me
even
that-
know what he's saying.
No, they probably knew.
Yeah.
No, the parents were like, "Screw this is for us."
Yeah. and I would say, funny enough, I get what Janessa is saying though. It's a little weird to play a song about a guy being a potential pedophile at a quinceanera for a bunch of kids. But
I would say the flip side is, remember all the dance hall songs you heard as a kid, and then remember those dance hall songs now, and now you kind of understand what they're saying. You're like, wait a minute, why was this playing at my 5-year-old birthday? What is this?
Same
What are
though.
my parents doing?
Let's be serious.
Ness, I'll let you take it because I think you're about to say the same thing I was going to say.
I was gonna say, well, I think it's not the same because we didn't understand a lot of the times like patois and like a lot of like the way Caribbeans talk. Like as a kid,
But
you
our
don't.
parents did.
Yeah, but
Sure.
in a song, it's different. You don't know the vulgar terms because your parents don't talk to you like that, right? Like I feel like it's not the same.
I'm saying like, if we were to equate it to a quinceañera, you have a 15-year-old celebrating their birthday. All their friends are there. They're all 15. And let's say it's a Montreal type party where you have kids from uptown. You have kids from downtown. So you have a mix of kids from all over. Half of them don't understand patois. You have all the Filipinos who don't necessarily understand the patois. You have all your French Canadian kids who definitely don't understand the patois. They barely understand some of the English. And then we're all at this party together and we're playing Murder, She Wrote, or all these other songs. And, right, and we're all singing them, and we're all yelling Vibes Cartel lines, and Bounty Killer lines, and all this stuff, and yelling Batty Man. We don't know any of these words, but our parents know. And but then if you're at it's a whole different thing where you're like telling. Kendrick is saying, "Keep your young siblings away from this man." That is a whole different thing.
Well,
like,
I mean,
that's
the
a whole different
line of the
vibe.
song is "I see dead people." And then everyone gets crazy.
I have to say though,
Yeah, facts.
I like this is a bold statement, but I feel like these days the average person does not give a shit about the lyrics. No one actually listens to what's being said.
It's about the melody.
Yeah, I would
yeah, it's about if it bops and if it's trendy. Like people like it,
and the hook.
Don't really care what
us is.
Yeah. So I feel like these days it's like even like older people like they don't.
Can you sing along to it? Yes.
That's the thing. Like if it's catchy, that's all they care about. Like I've been in a few situations not long ago actually where I would be like, "Do you know the lyrics to this song? Like, do you know what they're saying? Do you know the message to this?" Oh. Like thinking like because sometimes I'll hear a song and ironically I'll be like, "Wow, this message is so messed up," but like it sounds like a good song.
Every single popular Hispanic song you've heard is all dirty. It's all filth.
But not even the dirtiness. Not even the dirtiness. Like sometimes there's songs like about like death or like it just.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes there's songs that just have like weird subliminal messages, I guess, and you can't tell right away because it's catchy and it has a good hook. And like a few times I've caught like songs like that where I was like, "Yo, do you hear what this is about? Like that's a weird song." And then someone will be like, "Oh no, I never realized." Like oh really? That's what it's about? It's so good though. Like that's how they think.
Yeah, it's true. Like I would say like
is a weird song to play on the radio and then they won't play any.
Which one?
All the other kids with the pumped up kicks better run run
I don't
faster than my gun.
Oh dude, that song is literally about killing kids. Like it's literally anyways, it's about schoolyard violence.
Yeah. I think that's very true. I think we are at a point where people are more interested in like a catchy bop and whole other conversation, the TikTokification of music where it's all about a 15-second hook and what dance you can do to it. Like remember when that insane Busta Rhymes line, the one where it's like it's talking about fellatio, but everyone was doing like fashion changes to it. They're doing like they were doing like quick cut fashion changes to a song about performing fellatio, and you're like, y'all don't even understand. And
what song that is?
I'll have to look it up. But even me who works in music, I have clients asking me to put all the TikTok hot trending songs into their playlist, and I'm trying to tell them I can't put most of these songs in your playlist. The songs are explicit. You are listening to a 15-second clip of it, and even in the 15-second clip, they're saying the explicit words. How are you requesting the song? Do you even pay attention? But that's the thing, Ness. I think you're right.
touch it. I know exactly which line.
Yeah, man.
It's like
but it blew up.
What do you call it? It's like, okay, I was gonna say bystanders, but that's not really the right way of putting it. But I feel like people are like, if you pretend like you don't, like, I don't know, they just.
Oh, yeah. If you just ignore it, you can just
like ignorance.
Oh, we have a lot of
like, I feel like
that's what you were looking for.
100%. When it comes to music, a lot of it is now people just ignore. So yeah, it's very funny you say that, because Not Like Us, very much the chorus is not like us, and that's the important part. Most of the people probably aren't even paying attention to all the deeper meaning stuff about Drake and whatnot. But all that to say, real quick, with everything we just said, the album is fantastic, and of course, Drake being Drake, felt that this was the perfect time to file a petition for UMG to try and get information, because he's been told supposedly that UMG, Universal Music Group, has made deals and worked with Spotify to push the song even more. Now, one of the bigger theories behind this, I'll give people real quick, is Drake and his deal with UMG, Universal Music Group, was supposedly about to re-up, and they were going to have to sign some kind of new agreement with him.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're going to sign the new agreement and Drake is that popular, he's going to demand a lot of money. What happens? All of a sudden, there's a beef. Drake's stock starts to drop. He's not worth as much to them because he's literally being called a pedophile. So now they don't necessarily have to give him as much money as he's saying. Then we get in the petition, you find out that supposedly Universal Music Group was giving 30% lower charge on the licensing for the song. So like where Spotify is supposed to pay a certain amount of money, like a certain dollar amount for a song on its spins, it got a 30% discount for Not Like Us. Whether or not that's true, I guess we would have to see if this stuff comes out, because these are all the allegations that Drake is making in the petition. And that's the stuff that we have to wait for. We have to wait and find out. Because the petition, people are telling me it's a lawsuit. It's not a lawsuit. The petition is him essentially trying to get information and subpoena like their phones and get all that stuff so they could make a case. Whereas the defamation stuff that he has with Kendrick is
way too far.
And then also there's a second suit, right? There's a second one that was filed within 24 hours.
Yeah, so he filed a defamation suit because if you read, I read through the petition that was submitted, and in the petition, essentially UMG is just like, hey man, people pick the music they listen to. Like it's not on us. We're not the ones who decided to make the song as popular as it was. But if you want to go after someone, go after K-Dot for the defamation stuff, because he's the one saying that you're doing inappropriate things. So, like you over there in a legal space. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But essentially, you're going to have to go after Kendrick, because you can't go after...
I think my favorite...
He's already disappointed.
No, because I know y'all are just bashing the nigga, so I almost want to just leave. Because y'all are all Team Kendrick here, right?
Well, hold on. You can't jump into the show late and not know what we're talking about and say we're bashing him. I literally just
talking about, and for sure you're bashing. I know.
You have to rewatch it. We were not bashing him. I literally just explained the situation.
I didn't going to start my jokes yet.
I didn't even say anything. Skinny coming in late and then accusing us of bashing.
Homie, come on. Can you run back the tape?
Yeah, seriously.
I want to reiterate that I'm a Drake fan. Just have to say that
you're one of the few who are with me today. Everybody else jumped ship, including these two.
What do you mean jump?
Well, I was never on the ship.
Jimmy, I wasn't pointing at you, Brian. That's why I accused you.
Oh, okay.
Personality-wise,
like Jimmy,
I think he's a joke. He's a clown. Personality-wise,
I love someone saying I'm a fan. Personality-wise, he's a joke.
But I love his music. No, I love his music. He knows what he's doing when it comes to music. Like, I have to give him that.
That was so funny.
I like the side theory that's going on now. Drake is doing all of this because he wants to bar the song "Not Like Us" from being played at the Super Bowl. Because everybody in that goddamn Super Bowl is going to sing that song at the same time.
Well, I'm wondering, because my thing is, even if the case if the defamation case goes through and it's in litigation by the time the Super Bowl goes around, can they actually block the performance of the song? Like, would they have to take the song down from DSPs and stuff? Like, that's the thing. I don't think that's what would happen.
That's why I said I like that side.
Right.
I didn't say it was a
because I've heard it too. Yeah,
I
heard it too.
Thinking about.
But the defamation, he's suing because of the A minor line.
Well, about all the lines, the whole song is about being.
Yeah, the whole thing's about bashing him. No?
The whole song is probably
like the one that could really be like is that A minor line.
Because I mean, there's just a laundry list of
video like the Diddy level.
It's easier to remove the lines not about it.
It's like, dude, stop doing that.
I do think it has to do with the minor thing.
Okay, sure. Thank you for clearly answering me and not being sarcastic about it. No,
hold on, Skinny. You're asking us a question for a legal case that I don't know what the case. Like, I can't say.
Yeah, I mean, like a case for everybody to look at. All we know is child.
Drake probably has multiple reasons why he's trying to do this. Like,
okay, I pulled up the lyrics.
Oh dear Lord.
We're doing this.
We should just put up.
No, but I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to pull up like the part where he specifically says something that, you know, because I just want to point out my whole problem with this situation is, and this is where I will take a shot at Drake.
Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Go on.
If you are in hip hop. And we've already been Killer Mike has been talking about it. A lot of hip hop artists have talked about it. You should not be using rap lyrics to litigate or to get, press charges against people. It should be recognized under freedom of speech that these people are creating music as an art form, and you shouldn't be allowed to then go after them in legal cases for the things that they're saying in these songs.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jawz did put his hand up first.
So I understand that his case, the first case, is basically him saying, payola, you're using payola to, I don't believe the numbers and everything. I liked how the internet kind of shot back and said, well, at a certain time in 2000, I can't remember.
2018,
where you go on Spotify and everything is Drake. Like, you want to chill? It's Drake music. You want the new music? It's Drake. It's this hip hop. It's Drake. Hip hop caviar. It's Drake's picture. Like, it's just Drake's.
It wasn't even just that.
Everything. And people
asked for refunds from Spotify because they said they felt they were spammed by Drake.
What?
I mean,
yes. Okay. There's an article from 2018 where people.
That's a little much, though.
But that's what I'm saying. Whether or not you guys feel it's much, there were people who felt that Drake got so much visibility on Spotify that they felt that they were being spammed. That's a problem.
Like, you open up your page on Spotify and Drake's face is on everything. Bachata, Drake. Like,
did you guys not see the picture?
Associated with.
Wait, do you guys want me to show you the picture? Because I have the picture where they show every time Drake was in one of the playlists and featured, and it's like throughout the year, and it's like 20 pictures of Drake when his album came out in 2018.
Scorpion, right?
Yeah, show it.
Yeah, let me find it.
I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I know he has a lot of hate.
And then I remember what's his name? Yasin Bey, that interview he did.
Mall music.
Where he said Drake's music is good, like it could be played at a mall or it could play at a shopping center, It's good to shop to his music.
I don't know.
He made sure that he could get it far reach at all ages.
Hold on, I'm trying to. Okay.
Come on, that was a slow roll. I didn't say anything for the longest time. That was a good one. Made sure that he could play in Toys R Us. But anyways,
we're talking about the Yasin Bey quote.
Yeah, I know. It's all good. I know. Now,
for the record, I don't have a side.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Well, Janessa asked me to find the picture, so I found the picture. These are all the covers of the likes on Spotify that Drake was part of, all the different playlists, Spotify playlists that Drake was a part of in 2018. This is just a part of them. But there's actually more.
But that's probably part of his PR team. They're paying for that.
They're paying but that's space. It's not ad space. It's Spotify playlists.
Yeah, but don't they still pay to be on the
front? If we're gonna talk about that, because you're not supposed to pay to be on the front of that stuff. That would be called what Jawz said, payola, which you're not supposed to do, and that's why Drake bringing but that's why Drake bringing a petition to UMG and saying that Kendrick benefited from payola with UMG and Spotify is funny because everyone's saying in 2018 you benefited from it with Scorpion because this is what they did with you.
Vince McMahon moves, bro.
Can I double that? Okay, let me throw my point before you guys go on to another tangent that I can't defend.
No. Your plate.
Hip hop lyrics. You can't use hip hop lyrics in terms of this because so on and so forth. Yeah, except for when it's the dark Diddy hour and you're talking about A minor. Fuck out of here. I'm defending my shit.
Wait,
what battle rap have you ever seen where the other rapper is calling Jay-Z a pedophile? Straight up.
Well, hold on. You're saying the Diddy stuff, which came out way after, is a reason he should be allowed to go after him now?
No, I'm saying
the Diddy stuff happened after.
Because of how the world and how things are very much like, what's the word? Because I can't even think of the word when you're like kind of like grooming is really bad right now, super bad.
Right.
On everybody, grooming super bad. Pedophilia has always been bad. All this stuff has always been bad. Human trafficking, all these things, trafficking minors, very super bad. Super bad. Yes. So Kendrick, king of rap, coming out with the really good diss track of the year, but the main diss line that everyone they drop the beat for, and everyone's like, A minor! Like, dog, we can't have that on one of the major hip-hop artists. If this was Jay-Z, he'd be doing the same kind of suing, because the way checking the temperature right now, the climate isn't time for me to just let a line like A minor sit and rest. I gotta defend.
But he did let it
and my shit.
He didn't really let it sit and rest. He attacked.
Give me a second, nigga. If I don't defend it, and if I don't attack, then they're gonna think, well, this guy's guilty. He didn't say nothing.
But he didn't say anything for the longest time.
And now he's saying something. He actually did say something. He said, if I was doing that, then I'd be in jail. And y'all were like, no, he shouldn't say that. That makes you seem more...
Well, he shouldn't have said that. That was a weird line.
So then he didn't say anything. And then y'all were like, well, he didn't say anything. Like, he can't win or lose.
No, for sure.
Hold on.
Situations, anything he says is going to go against him.
Bon, exactement.
That's for sure.
Right. Okay. Hold on. So he says the worst possible thing he could say, which is, if I did that, I'd be in prison, as opposed to saying I don't do that.
But this is mainly to your point that you're saying you shouldn't use hip hop lyrics, and I'm saying except for in this case, if we're talking about minors, we're talking about pedophilia, we're talking about all that grooming stuff. Boom.
I'm just saying if you understand though. Because you're saying he has the right to defend himself in this situation, and he should be allowed to go with it from a legal perspective. Understand?
In terms of the barring all the hip.
Hold on, Skinny.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Here's the thing. They, and you know who the they is in this conversation. They won't stop at the fact that it's just this time. So as soon as he does it, if it does go through and it sets precedence that a legal defamation case goes to court or doesn't get settled, actually sees court time because a rapper made comments about another rapper, the police and every single legal entity will use that as the grounds for why they are allowed to do it in the future. And I'm just saying, I understand your point, but Drake, when people say things like Kendrick is of the culture and Drake is an observer, doing stuff like this where people are trying to make the point of, homie, if you do this, you will change the culture forever because it will become a problem. This is a observer thing because someone in the culture would know not to do it this way.
I agree, but this is why I don't hold Kendrick as that light, because you could have done this whole rap battle and lyrical miracle them. You didn't have to do that line. You could have left that line out. That song would have been just as good if he left the line out.
To be fair,
what?
To be fair,
I think before that song dropped, Kendrick had a song where he's like, Drake, don't say nothing, because
he did say don't come at me.
Really coming at you.
Yeah, cool. Come at me with actual facts. That has not been proven, which is not good.
But okay, I'll say one thing before I let it go to Dave. But I just like to point out, Drake also accused Kendrick of being a wife beater.
Everybody forgot that shit. Everybody forgot.
No. Whether or not he forgot it, I'm just saying
because Kendrick slammed him.
He slammed him
Right.
super hard.
But Skinny,
dunking his nuts in his face.
Relax.
Vince Carter the shit out of him. Man.
Oh my god.
Relax.
I'm just saying when it comes to defamation stuff, I find it interesting because again, I get what you're saying. Obviously, the stuff that he's accusing him of is way worse.
Yeah.
Like pedophilia, grooming, all that stuff.
But you beat your wife versus, come on, dog.
Especially in this time with everything happening and everything coming out, I understand why he's trying to build the case, but at the same time, he like. I don't want to say he asked for it. He didn't,
Millie Bobby Brown while she's still young. Why you stop it? Fuck! God damn it, man!
I don't want to say he asked for it because that's not fair. That's like saying, you know, when women are sexually assaulted, they asked for it because they wore a mini skirt. Like, I'm not trying to say he asked for it, but
I don't think that's equivalent in your analogy. But go on.
Well, no, because I don't think he wasn't asked to be called a pedophile. Like, I understand they had beef.
No one's ever asked to be
I was about to say, like, come on.
No, but I get what she's saying.
I'm trying to say, I understand.
Ness, I get your point.
Yeah, like I understand why he's going after him for this, because in his defense, he's like, "What? That was uncalled for." Because if it's true that he's not one, it's not cool that happened. I think they both went too far, to be honest, and they both said some shit that they shouldn't have said. Agree. But Drake started this.
Yeah,
like I'm sorry to say, he started.
You
this.
Bump into Drake, and he's like, "Oh man!"
So for
like
him,
there's a literal SNL skit about his.
That's what I'm saying. So for him to try and bring in like take action.
We have an episode from like less than a month ago called "Drake is a Petty King." Like we
yeah. He is the king of petty.
I just think it's crazy to start this whole thing and then be like, boom, lawsuit. Like, I don't know.
Hey, man. You can lose a battle, but I don't have to celebrate losing. I could just be mad and be a poor loser, and that's exactly what he's decided.
That's what he's doing.
Oh, he's doing that.
Top of this, if Jay Prince has not jumped in and said, "All y'all, knock it off."
Yeah.
Oh, that's coming. That'll come out once the feds start doing some knocking on doors. Jay Prince is gonna be like, "Everybody, stop this shit right now." I'll just stop that.
Okay, so Dave, we'll let you say because you were supposed to say, and we can.
I feel like you guys have said half of the stuff I wanted to say, but like in short, compared to the stuff in 2018, it's pot / the kettle / this is Vince McMahon type behavior that he's doing right now. When it comes to like this whole defamation thing, honestly, I completely agree with Brian. Like you're going to set a precedent and it's going to backfire really bad. Second of all, like at the end of the day, what people have to be reminded of, it's like the guy who wrote the Joker. He's not insane. The guy who wrote Saw isn't an insane serial killer, right? These guys making this stuff is a story, whether or not you like it or not. It's a story.
I think Skinny would say those people are.
Well,
insane.
I know what you mean, but like, I'm not saying they ain't crazy, but it doesn't mean they've done the task. That's all I'm trying to say. All right, and that's what people have to be reminded of, because in this day and age, people are easily swayed. That's how I'll use it. Okay, and that's stupid. I agree that it's stupid, but at the end of the day, look, I don't have any love I don't have any side on this.
Neutral. Yeah, you're neutral.
I'm very neutral because obviously hip hop's not my number one thing. I do appreciate it. I do like my certain artists, but when it comes to this, almost since Jump, it's like he knew he was going to lose, and since Jump, he's been kind of a sore loser about this, and that's what's happening. I'm sorry.
He handled it.
And like even the Toronto Raptors, what was the basketball team that came in and he was like,
the DeMar
DeRozan.
No, DeMar DeRozan, when he talked about pulling down the jersey from the rafter.
Yeah, exactly, and all that stuff.
Because he went on stage with Kendrick for the
So like the whole thing, it's been sore loser type behavior this whole time, and like with that, his personality, great artist, personality is being a bit of a bitch right now. But
I got
come on. You don't see Kendrick Lamar doing any of the same.
Hold on,
I'm of the mind of just like, okay, I can lose a battle, but y'all can't tell me how I'm supposed to react.
No. I'm not telling you how to react.
But then another diss track.
I think they're thinking of the aftermath of that.
Right.
Yeah. Skinny, if you're in the schoolyard when you were younger,
okay,
and someone throw down,
and
at the end of the fight, it's all done.
Yeah.
but someone goes to the principal and starts saying, "Home, like Skinny attacked me and everything." Aren't you going to be like, "But homie, it was done. We were done. We did what we needed to do. Schoolyard rules. You took care of it."
Bro, he's being Malfoy, bro.
Let me break it down the way how the schoolyard would do it. Okay, so I lose the fight, but then the next day there's a whole song about how I lost this fight. Bro, I'm going to the principal. I'm going to the vice principal. I'm going to the homeroom teacher. I'm going to the lunch monitor. I'm going to every.
You would?
Fuck yeah, dog! I'm doing it with confidence. I don't care.
Said my breath smells like fish, and I do not agree. I brush every day. I scrub my tongue. I use Listerine.
I don't know, Skinny.
I'm snitching McSnitterson. I'm snitching.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I'm literally the guy that's applauding him when he cuts down and stops someone from LA performing in Toronto. Almost like, good. Do it again.
I'll put it this example because as a kid, of course you're gonna snitch.
Damn.
Like
I don't know. I didn't snitch. I didn't snitch.
Look,
I'm telling you right now.
If you're from Golden Age, y'all don't snitch.
But I feel like
exactly. That's it. We grew up in. That's what I'm saying. We grew up in Uptown. In Uptown, you don't snitch no matter what. Like,
but most kids.
What the frick is that supposed to frickin' mean? Are we past the 55 whatever thing? What the F is that?
This man said the West Island. We always snitch.
You know, like screw you on that one.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh, you know what? I guess I should do. I should get a defamation case against Skinny for hating on my fucking hometown. I'm a big man now, aren't I, Skinny? You know, frankly, for a guy with so many W's, take a freaking L.
I mean,
now I'm being mean about it. Now I'm being mean about it.
You can take the L. Just how I take it is none of your business.
That's not a taking.
That's not taking the L, Skinny. You should swallow it and take it.
And
too bad for once in like a decade you're not number one.
That's where I don't agree with the public. You can tell me that I lost, but don't tell me how to lose. Suck my
hey man, I remember
no. Again,
we're not telling him. I understand he's upset with what
I'm not telling him how to lose.
This is gonna affect the future if he does this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The thing is, Skinny, what you're describing is at the end of the day, everyone ends up in detention.
Exactly.
And that's what I feel like. That to me feels like the worst version of it.
You guys could have just went home with a black eye, and instead you're staying after school for the rest of your lives. Is that what you want?
Like everyone is getting detention.
As a big grandeur, with Bad Boys for Life currently going to jail, and I can't sing any hip hop song that I love from 1997 anymore. Really, hip hop's not long here for that. You know what I mean? Like they're coming after it real soon.
But they're not gonna be able to take it down. But if Drake gets something like
but there's no longevity left, if you know what I mean.
Because of the messed up people that were at the top for so long.
Exactly.
That's not like it's unfortunate that those were the people, but those people gotta go down. Like
true. Yeah. But what I'm saying is hip hop and the foundation that was built on is deteriorating. So basically, there's not much left for us to kind of really worry about in the future.
I know, I get what you're saying, but it's just unfortunate that all those people were bad people.
I still think there's a lot to build off.
I mean, Madlib is still cooking out here, Brian, but you know what I'm saying.
Madlib's coming down to town in June 2025. Like hip hop is still alive. That's the thing. Like I think
they're still running around.
But I know what he's doing. Like it's just
I get it, but like the thing that makes listen. I understand what Skinny's saying, and I get what you guys are saying, but you guys are talking about the like commercial hip hop. The underground kids in them are still doing their thing. There's still a bunch of hip hop artists out there that are making music. Yeah. I don't need like Diddy and Drake and all those guys. If I have Gunna and like West Side Gun, like if I have like a whole bunch of other people who represent hip hop and still do it, or even if I have the Backpacker Kids.
You're right.
But once that corporate money in the corporate machine dries up because they're not focused on hip hop no more, then what? Then where's your tour?
Corporate machine? The corporate machine is going to dry up on all music. Let's not get. Let me remind you guys: the corporate machine, when it comes to music, is dead. If like hip hop is not the only one that's going to hinder. Every single ship out at these. Why do you think Taylor Swift is doing so many shows? Taylor Swift is not doing that because she thinks she's the best in the world. She is solidifying the billions and billion bag because she knows if she's not get all the fucking bags because guys, I'm telling you right now, as someone who works in the music industry and seeing all of his friends lose their jobs at different labels and seeing all the radio promoters lose their jobs at different promo companies and people that I've spoken with who have been in offices with the heads of UMG, the heads of Sony, the heads of Warner, now working radio promo to send me a song. Like the fall from grace is real. Music is changing and it's happening. For sure. We need to understand. Yeah, the industry is pivoting. So the music is going to dry up.
I feel like if I'm understanding correctly from Skinny, like it's just because it's the foundation. It's like the history of hip hop. It's like we can't even talk about that now because all those people did something.
It goes further back than those people, though.
Yeah, African Bambaataa, he's also nasty. You know what I mean?
Yes. Like, it does.
But like Cool Herc and
there's a lot of like crucial people that we can't really, give them their
but
powers
it's funny
anymore.
But okay, I'll say this though. Let's look at another genre, rock and roll.
Ooh. Took a crazy hit.
Well, no, I'm just asking. You guys are saying it like if the foundation of a genre is taking hits and is slowly deteriorating, like hip hop right now. We've like I'll give it to you this way. One of the there was a study years ago where people were looking at the evolution and death of social medias the same way they look at like viruses. And the best case study they had was MySpace because it was one of the best examples of a social media that blew up and died. And they used that as a base to see the patterns in other social medias that are growing and dying. Obviously, this has changed now because social media has evolved into a completely other weird thing. I would say if we applied the logic of watching how something has grown and died before, if I look at rock and roll and I see the history of rock and roll, and the history of rock and roll has been brought to light, the abuse in it, the pedophilia, once again, unfortunately, rearing its disgusting head,
people marrying their cousins.
Jesus Christ, Jerry Lee Lewis. Balls of Fire.
Elvis was really bad.
Elvis was wild.
Stealing. Elvis. Marrying young girls, stealing music from everybody. Like if you look at rock and roll, and even though all of that comes to light, now don't get me wrong, I'll give you guys this. We're talking about a music style that, although black, was seen as white and was given a lot of leeway because at the time it was seen as white, whereas hip hop is seen predominantly as a black form and will be scrutinized harder. I still don't think it will just die though. I don't think it just goes away. I think it evolves into something else, which it has been doing, and I think some parts of the tree like rot off. And if the part that rots off is the commercial part, where it's the Drakes and the Diddy's and the like it sucks, but I
don't see Jay-Z returning to Sunshine.
I want to make $1,000 off a beat. I can't do that if there's no mainstream money.
Yeah, but you can't. There is nothing like that anymore, man. Like it's not like CD or album sales anymore.
Fucked it up for everybody. No, they can't. You can't do that no more. But you hear what I'm saying? Like I'm only gonna be.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think the music industry in a whole needs to be revamped, and the DSPs definitely need to be looked into because, which you know what, and is one of the reasons. Skinny, I'll give you this. As much as I don't like what Drake is doing, I will give him points that if he does bring payola to the light, and he does show, because I posted on my story the first time this came out about Drake going for the petition, I posted, I've sat in rooms where radio promoters have told me they've been asked to pay $500,000 Canadian just to get a song on the charts in radio. Not number one, $500,000 to get it on the charts. Someone said that to me in a room at my work, looked me in the eyes and said, it's gotten real bad, but this is how they're playing right now. And I said $500,000 to a specific person. They said, no, the way it's done now, and I'm going to explain it to some of y'all, the way they do it now is there are people called radio consultants who take a cut of working the market for you to try and get your song in. But these radio consultants are essentially, think of it as like a lobbyist in between. It's essentially lobbyists in between governments and like companies. That's essentially what they're doing. They took the lobbyist model and they put it into music. So you're paying this person that much money because they're a radio consultant, and then this radio consultant knows the industry and then tells you this song is a good single because it's 3 minutes and it will do this in this market and this market. But you already work in radio and you know your market, and that person is a musician and they already know their demographic. And if you two spoke, you'd be fine. But instead, you have to go through this middle person now who gets their cut. And that's the music industry now. And I'm telling you, this is what. So if Drake can bring this to light, that people are being asked from labels, one of the reasons labels don't have money is because they were doling out $500,000
checks for a song to get played.
$500K
number one.
500, dude. The guy literally said to me, "$500K gets me on the charts. A song from like a Gaga would be $1 million to get to number one." Literally, what the person said to me in the room.
I remember that whole first album was on the charts. That whole first, I remember listening to her album. I was like, "Wow!"
You know that song "Unholy"? You remember that song "Unholy"?
Yeah,
that terrible.
Yeah.
That's how that
Sam
got
Smith?
on the radio. Yeah, that's exactly how they got on the radio.
Oh yeah,
possibly.
I'm sure of it.
Possibly.
Yeah, that song,
it's true. When it was released,
that song is super devilish too. Anyways,
we're hearing that everywhere.
I disagreed about that song being devilish. You want to know why?
Oh,
here. You know what's more devilish? You know what's
Sorry,
more sinful? Me and Mrs. Jones. That's about adultery. Straight up. Me and Mrs. Jones have a thing going on. Well, like, yeah, it sounds so sweet and nice, but he's talking about catching strange with Mrs.
Clapping
Jones.
cheeks. Yeah, clapping cheeks with Mrs. Jones.
Is like, yo, man, you doing dirty by your wife. If she knew the shit you were doing in this place, that's messed up.
Funny enough,
that's what
Jawz D is right. Unholy is about someone doing.
That.
I didn't know that.
Unholy is about someone stepping out on their wife, going into the club and acting inappropriately. And Mrs. Jones is about actually clapping cheeks with someone. But it's all in how you sell the song, right?
The song sounds so demonic.
No, man.
No.
Is just
the song's not that demonic.
Theater kids, don't worry about that song. It's
he just heard Unholy.
It's so.
He just heard Unholy and he thought it was the devil.
I know, and funny enough, one of the added bonuses, the song "Unholy," the explicit version of the song actually doesn't have any explicit lyrics. He actually the line that sounds like it's bleeped. Yeah. He actually released the song like that. It doesn't have a word in it. There's no version with the word. So the song itself is actually radio edit. Like half of the it's so funny when I think like people have this idea because of the music and the macabre energy of it, but it's actually not necessarily that bad of like that explicit of a song.
You win this,
but I will say, yeah, Sam Smith, yeah. But I'll end with this point because I didn't even realize it's 45 minutes, which is fucking crazy. Like if I don't like that Drake is taking this case the way he is. Because the defamation part I don't like, but the petition to get proof, the petition to get proof that UMG paid or made a deal with Spotify to get Kendrick's songs higher rotation, I am open to seeing what that does because I do think that first of all, I think Spotify, it's such a broken system because in what world think of this for a second. In what world can you have ownership in the product and also get money from the product back? Like Universal Music Group, Sony, and Warner all have stakes in Spotify, but then get paid from Spotify for the music licensing and also can pay Spotify to promote music. What business model allows you to do that? I've never.
There's a shell company. Somewhere's a shell company, and they're paying themselves. They're charging themselves to pay themselves.
For sure, dude. Okay,
somewhere.
This is a little off topic, but super quick. When the show Bones was done at Fox, and Fox licensed Bones to Hulu, the actors from Bones took Fox to court because Fox sold the property to someone they owned at a discount so that they would reap the benefits from the advertising revenue, but didn't charge the full price so they didn't have to pay the actors as much. And that's what Spotify and these people are doing. They're doing some nasty play. And I'll give credit to Drake for saying, yo, you can't do this. Like, you can't come around and just play this game. I would say I don't like the fact that Drake is doing it in the sense that he himself benefited from it, but if he's going to bring it to light, and if he's going to say, you know what, yes, I did benefit from it. It's a system. I didn't say I wanted them to do this. This was just their business practices. Yeah. I don't think this business practice is okay. I'm down. I will give Drake that. And I will say, Drake, if you do that out there, again, this is one of those look in the camera moments. Drake, if that's what you're doing, respect. I know I always shit on you, but respect, because the payola shit's not okay. It's not okay.
He's gonna fuck up the bag for everybody if it makes it to court and stuff.
Oh yeah. People are gonna get fucked.
And bun the bag.
It's gonna fuck.
And then also on top of that, like it's gonna be funny with the other defamation part where they're like, "Here, look at this exhibit. All these exhibits, sir. Look at all this," and it's just A minor, and everyone dancing, everyone having fun, everyone not taking the song seriously.
Everyone who dances on stage should never get a bag again.
Oh, come on now.
If you do-si-doed and hung your arms around another man doing, no bag for you.
Skinny, come on now.
No billions for you.
That's wild. That's wild.
I'm sorry.
Look at how this line brought joy to kids everywhere. Look at his 10-year-old birthday party and they're do-si-doing and doing the hop part of the song.
No bag for you.
See, it's catchy.
Stop it. Don't do that. Hate that blasted song.
You can't not sing it when it's on. Like,
dun, dun, dun,
oh, that's gonna be bad if the judge is like, oh, sorry.
Have you guys watched? Have you guys watched Abbott Elementary?
Yes,
yeah.
When the principal, when she comes back, one of the seasons, the principal comes back and she's just like, "I'm a serious woman now. I don't play around." And then they keep trying to get her to dance to back that ass up, and then they trick her into going into the school gym.
It's too late.
Yeah, they trick her to go into the school gym, and then they lock her in and they play the song, and she's just standing there, and she starts like shaking her ass, and she's like, no, I am a serious person. I will not give in. And then she starts to drop it low, and you're like, yes, and it's so funny. That's how it is with Not Like Us. Like, everyone is gonna be like, dun, 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 dun. People don't know how to crip walker to be crip walking. You're gonna have old white men with walkers being like, look at me, Ethel. This guy's like, Ethel, look at me with the walker. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, you go.
Ever meet DJ Mustard, man?
That's a crazy song. What a banger.
Honestly, I gotta say, we are blessed to be alive in an era where we get to watch this mess of music. It is pretty fun.
Oh my god, kind of cool.
Skinny, come on, it's fun.
It's
not cool. It's not. It's fun, but like
it's also an era where Trump takes the presidency for a second time. So
yeah,
remember, and it's also an era where no one's allowed to make music.
Scary era.
What's his name?
True.
Oh my god. He sued Pharrell and
Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye, yeah. No one's allowed to make music like Marvin Gaye at all. No one.
Yeah. You can't even sound like it.
Family coming after you.
You should not be allowed to make music.
Yeah.
Well, if you license a sample properly, but if you don't go through proper channels, which is the problem,
you're not allowed to have any vibes like Marvin Gaye at all.
You can't interpolate no Marvin.
But how do
Gaye,
they like determine what the vibes like Marvin Gaye are? Like
that's what happened.
Well, for that one, it was an interpolation, right?
Blurred Lines was literally that song. Let's not even lie. Blurred Lines was that song.
Yeah, true.
They weren't even trying to hide it. They were like, oh crap.
But I felt like
I've done that when I
felt like up until that point
to get away with it.
I felt like up until that point, Robin Thicke's some of his songs vibes were like trying to like kind of rekindle that Marvin Gaye vibe because no one else, no one else was doing that. No one else like those songs.
But that was always Robin Thicke's vibe. He was always kind of like a smooth R&B, sexy time kind of singer.
Yeah.
Like I mean.
Similar to Marvin Gaye.
The child is skinny.
He gets more love from black people than from white people.
As he should.
Yeah.
True.
He really does. Like whenever people like, oh yo, it's Robin Thicke, come. Like
black
he
people
just did
music.
a video with Reggie Coos not too long ago.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't he also the token white character on Kevin Hart's
He's always been
of Hollywood?
the token white guy.
Yeah. I loved his characterization because he was a super chill guy. But then whenever he got pissed, he literally he hulked out and turned into Terry Crews. He got mad at Kevin because Kevin kept trying to go up to his wife and like, yo, your wife, just getting up and underneath his wife. And he got so mad at him. He hulked out into Terry Crews.
Too bad he couldn't stay faithful to Paula Patton.
Damn.
Yeah.
She gonna bang.
Seriously.
Banged on him.
Honestly,
and they were together for a long time since high school.
I know.
He was
It's
telling her
beautiful.
he was telling her about Jodeci. She was over at his place and he was playing Jodeci. He was like, I thought we were gonna like do something and not just listen to me. And she's like, shh, girl, it's Jodeci. It's Jodeci.
this man went. It's moments like that where I'm just like, I hope the reason he did what he did wasn't because he was trying to emulate some stupid idea of what it was to be in Black culture, because that was stupid of him.
I hope not.
I hope not too.
But I mean, just based off of his
stereotypes-
music, he seems like the type that's just, he was heavily influenced, I think, by Black people.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, if my dad was Alan Thicke, I would also want to look at Black people for interesting conversation.
God damn. Funny fact, the person that used to babysit him was Wayne Gretzky.
What?
Wayne Gretzky used to babysit
Canadians are
Robin.
fucking weird. We have that's too small of a world, man.
That's so
too
random.
small.
Hey, I'm
do
Alan
that,
Thicke.
man.
I'm Canadian. Hey, other Canadian that lives next door to me. Can you watch my son real quick? Ignore that you're the greatest hockey player of all time. Just watch it real quick.
Holy shit. I just
God.
learned
He wasn't great
I
yet.
did not know that was his dad.
Who?
Yeah,
What?
Alan Thicke was his
Growing
dad.
pains.
Robin Thicke's dad. Yeah,
You
Growing
didn't know
Pains.
that? I mean, I
had
guess you
no
wouldn't.
No, but I
idea.
mean,
Yeah.
like, if you're under 30, do you even know that
Alan Thicke,
entire?
yeah.
You know growing pains if you're under 30?
Yeah, like,
I've
do you
seen
know?
him.
Growing
I've seen
Pains is
him.
the show?
Yeah. I've seen him as an actor. I just didn't know that.
But
was
you
his
saw
dad.
him on How I Met Your Mother as with Robin
yeah.
Sparkles.
Yeah.
That's where you saw him.
Oh,
Aye.
that's
'Cause
because
I-
I Canadian to play her dad. Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
noise.
No, but that's the thing. I know, like, I could tell you where a famous actor is probably recognized based on your age, because
Yeah, it
like,
makes sense.
we know them from this generation, but
Yeah.
we're like, after they made all their money and they just live wealthy in these fucking mansions in LA doing nothing, and someone calls them and like, hey, do you want to do a guest spot for 3 weeks? And it's just like, sure, why not? Then and then that's where you saw him.
Yeah,
Ness,
like
when he was like,
because I grew up watching Robin Thicke, not his
right,
dad.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
That's like that girl I met who thought Busta Rhymes came out with Break Your Neck. And I'm like, nah, he
Right.
has like 6 albums before this.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
That was
No.
a line from an album like 3 albums ago.
yeah. Oh my god. And like Aldous Hodge, if you know Aldous Hodge, you probably knew him from the Librarian show, is it Librarians? What's the one where they're all thieves? Because that's where he started out.
Is
There's
that the
one where
one
they're
where it's
thieves.
basically what was it called? Indiana Jones, but it's all about like the warehouse? Or are you talking about something else?
No. Oh, hold on. I'm
Okay,
gonna look it
never
up.
mind.
But Aldous Hodge started on a show. Him and his brother started out as actors together. But Aldous Hodge specifically started on a show where he was it's an old show too. Trying to find it. Oh my god, he has
While
so
Brian
many.
looks, I will quickly tell y'all as this funny little bit. Don't ever do transport. And for all
Leverage.
of you,
He started out on the show Leverage in like 2008.
Leverage. That's a great
Okay.
show.
Yeah.
What
I've
were you
actually
saying?
seen that. Oh yeah. Anyone who wants to get their people for Christmas nice gifts, please don't send TVs, cribs, or anything heavy. Don't. Just don't. I understand the world now of delivery, and all the people used to complain about not getting my packages. I can never receive another package again, and I'll be happy. Let me tell you.
Wait, that's what you're doing now?
Says the
I got
toy
locked in
collector.
the van for 40 minutes by myself today.
You got what?
40 minutes.
I locked myself in a van today. It was fun.
No.
Because the rental van.
But define that.
Define that. Okay. I'm quickly, because I'm going to use this as my endpoint. As I'm organizing my packages to kind of get my day going, the door closes on me. And I'm like, okay, no big deal. I'll just use the handle. The handle doesn't work. And I'm like, no big deal. The handle will work. No. I MacGyvered my way out of there. I ripped the door panel off to reveal that the handle wasn't even connected to the friggin' door.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
And my cell phone is in the front.
Oh my god.
And the car's on because they told me not to turn off the damn car because it has a battery issue. So
is it one of those electric ones?
No.
Oh.
It was one of like an old.
Imagine someone stole the car with you in the back, bro.
Like an
God,
old
no.
GMC van that has
Right.
no business being on the road really long for no reason. Locked myself in that bitch for 40 minutes. Finally kicked my way through the side door.
Jesus.
Finished my day after delivering like several TVs. No.
I'm
Jesus.
sorry.
This is probably where the aggressiveness came from today, but I'm just gonna say that like transport is not for everybody. And if you are getting packages this Christmas, just be nice to your delivery guys. Don't complain. Don't say nothing, because we are literally lifting things that you don't want to lift up to your stairs for you. And that is all.
True.
Facts.
I'm glad you got yourself
Skinny.
out.
I mean, I had to. I'm claustrophobic. I was gonna get out that van. I'm seriously claustrophobic, so I was getting out of that van regardless. Like, I had a little 10-minute cry, and then I was like, okay, time to break.
All right, time to be like Storm and get the hell out of here.
Basically, I had my Storm moment, and then
Panic and faint.
there was a bit of panic. Trust me, I was doing one of those like hand out the like by the crack of the door and be like, "Help me, somebody help!"
Oh
Once I realized, wow, this is gonna end awkward.
Man.
At 4:30, and then I'm just in their van or in this van. No, I had to
You almost lost the skinny.
No,
Wait, was
you
the
have-
van at the was it at like the like at work, or were you like out doing a delivery and you're like, oh no, I'm gonna manage this, and then
all right. Actually, this is your neck of the woods, homie. I was in Montreal North. My third stop in on, I think, de Lorimier. Like, I don't know where I was.
Jesus Lord.
Wendell's like, yeah.
I think I kind of know that area.
And I'm just stuck in front of somebody's driveway. Stuck.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Hazards on, loud ass
For
radio.
40
no
minutes?
Those people
40
are
minutes.
wondering what you're doing. They're,
Wow,
they're thinking
you're
you're casing their house.
Surprised
Yep.
no one.
They're
heard
like
you.
they're paranoid about Home Alone. You're just like, I want to get out of this.
Yep.
I want to get home.
Yep. I just want to get home. That being said, I got home at 7 today. That's why I was late.
Oh.
Or day.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Yeah, you're alive. That's all that matters. Jesus.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll keep you guys informed as what happens tomorrow. Trust me. I'll text everybody.
Yeah.
But lesson learned: never leave the phone in the front seat. Now,
Well, I had to save the battery somehow because I'm using my own phone as the GPS and the battery and
Oh, yeah.
it's fun. All to say, it's fun, but like anybody who thinks this is an okay job, which is a lot of people, surprisingly, we need to get rich and give these people money because this shit's crazy.
What was it again? Moral of the story is, if the van's still in front of your house, check on him.
Yeah.
Bring
I
a bottle
honestly,
of water
if-
just in case.
Give it a knock.
Nice.
If I saw the delivery guy who delivered my package 30 minutes later outside my door still, I'd be like, no, something's wrong because this man delivered a package to my door.
Plus, you don't see anyone in the front. I'd be like, "Hello, anyone there?"
Yeah. Like,
They
where did the
tend-
delivery driver go?
Yeah, they do that more in Laval. Montreal North, nobody pays attention to. Everybody minds their own business. So you're not really going to get that kind of like, oh, so cool.
City
help.
life.
Yeah. But
That's
yeah.
crazy.
All to say,
good place to live,
segue
not
that
place to
one.
deliver.
Well, speaking of the north of Montreal, let's talk about shutting down other things. No, I'm joking. There's no segue. There's no segue. I mean, I don't.
Out of a van. How about that Fall Guy?
There you go.
I'm trying. Here we go. We're
Yeah.
doing some stuntman shit. The
Serve
Fall
that
Guy.
layup. And then
Oh, wait. Hold on. I got a good one. You know what feels like a cruel intention being stuck in the back of a van?
Oh, that was good.
You watching that show, Brian?
I did watch Cruel Intention. Oh my god, how did we get here? Just a quick note to you guys: do not watch Cruel Intentions. It is the worst TV show I've watched. It's worse than the Gossip Girl reboot, and it has the same girl in it. It is a cluster of a mess. It is so bad.
That poor girl is not going to get any projects anymore.
They rebooted Gossip Girl. Didn't that only come out 10 years ago?
Yep.
No.
Yeah,
more
they
than 10
rebooted
years.
Gossip Girl.
More than 10
They
years ago.
rebooted Gossip Girl. Yeah, probably maybe like 15 years ago. But in the reboot, one of the like mean girls, one of the main mean girl has two minions. A white girl who's a Spanish or Italian, and a black girl. The black girl who's her minion is now the president's daughter on Cruel Intentions. And I'll let you know right now, this is not the original Cruel Intentions. It is a ugly, horrible waste of a time replacement. Don't watch it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Some movies that shouldn't be built upon. Cruel Intentions was fine on its own.
Right. You can't read. Yeah, you can't redo you can't redo. Here's the thing. This is one of the things that I was saying to one of my friends. One of the problems with doing the trope of the wealthy is we've seen it so much that when you're doing it, it's not new or interesting. Like, oh, you have mommy issues and a coke addiction. Guess what? So did the last girl and the last girl and the last girl. And you're closeted gay, like son of a conservative. Guess what? We've seen that on all the others. Like the tropes aren't new, so they feel really boring.
And remember,
and they're trying to add like what do you call it, like trends or like people who identify as they. Like I feel like they're trying to add these different types of characters to make it newer and interesting, but then it just comes off as like gimmicky and like kind of.
I would say Cruel Intentions didn't do that. There's no LGBTQ. Like there's one.
Well, I was just speaking in general, like like Gossip Girl.
I mean, Gossip Girl did do it. Yeah, Gossip Girl had like the one of the main characters was a trans actress.
But for those two reboots, out of curiosity,
is
it one of those things where this is you're just using the name?
Well, no. With Gossip Girl, it was a continuation in the same world.
Okay, and what about
Cruel Intentions? Is it's the exact same story done in a college.
Well,
so instead of it,
remember, I was going to say Cruel Intentions is actually based off an old French novel called Dangerous Liaisons. So it's like a retelling of
1782.
Some really old school thing. So I think the first movie, the remake, the movie was done in high school, like a very elite, like rich high school.
Yeah.
And I guess this one's done in college, but it's always like college. I mean, okay, sure. I mean,
but this one's done. This one's done in college, set to the backdrop of the Greek system. So like every episode is titled one of the Greek letters. There's 8 episodes, so they get to theta, I guess. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, eta, theta. Yeah.
Damn.
Oh no. Eta, theta, zeta. Yeah. Okay. So zeta. Wow. Iota, kappa. Yeah. So it's not well done. It's not a good story. It's really predictable. It's really boring. They're not changing the story based on the movie, as far as I can tell. The only redeeming thing is that Sean Patrick Harris is back he's not playing the same character, but he's in the show. He's now a teacher that might be having an affair with the Selma Blair's character, that Cece. So
classic.
Who is the only redeeming character? Once again, that's another thing. Like, teacher has affair with student. Mind you, I will say the way they're doing it is very interesting. Where the teacher is like the TA, the girl is a TA, he's the teacher. She tells him, "I'm in love with you." He says, "I actually have feelings for you too, but you and I can't be a thing because there's a power dynamic. So go live your life. And if when you graduate, you're interested in exploring this, we can see where that is. But otherwise, we cannot be a thing." And I was just like, "Oh, he's not going to be an asshole who just bangs a 20-year-old. All right, that's interesting. I guess that's a twist."
I don't know. Did she try to tempt him?
No, she did. She's respecting it because she actually genuinely likes him. But because when you watch the show, you know that the what's her name, Sarah Michelle Gellar's character, who is being played by this girl that looks like Reese Witherspoon, which is another weird thing. But that character is so controlling of Cece who's the character, that she won't let Cece have anything but the sorority. So she's going to ruin this for her. She's either going to get the teacher fired or she's going to do something to the teacher.
Did they play the song "Don't Get Too Close to Me"?
I don't know. Thankfully, another thing I'll say, they're not overdoing it with the music, which is nice. All those MTV shows used to destroy the episodes because they use like 40 songs. They're not doing that now.
That's where I got that question from.
Yeah. Oh, and also the show Cross on Prime with Aldous Hodge, speaking of which, because that's why I brought it up, is really good. He's doing a fantastic job on that show.
What's the show's full name again?
Alex Cross.
So this is like the same character that what's his name tried to play. Tyler Perry tried to play, but then also I think
Morgan Freeman
played him, but he's like a little bit older kind of thing.
Yeah.
I could see Idris playing him.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So this is like Zach Ryan, but for you guys.
Zach.
He's a
you know,
literary
all fears.
character.
You know what
He's
I'm talking about.
Not Jack Ryan. He's more of a. He's a
Okay.
Oh, Jack Ryan. Sorry.
Jack Ryan,
I thought you said Zach. I was like, who's Zach Ryan?
You know,
yeah, Jack Ryan.
I was making a bad joke.
no, but you're right. Because what you Ben
Affleck, Harrison Ford, the guy from The Office.
100%. Yes.
Chris Pine played him too.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. 100%. Alex Cross is essentially the Jack Ryan of...
I think Clint Eastwood also played him.
Oh, wow, Jesus. Okay. That's a lot of white guys.
They really tried to make him a thing, and they finally got it to stick with the
Krasinski?
Yeah, Krasinski.
Supposedly the writer of Alex Cross, when he brought it to Hollywood, they were just like, they offered him the bag, but they're just like, but let's make him white. And he said, the fuck, I'm changing his race. Get out of here. And then had to hold out for a little bit longer before someone would sign off on a black lead. Hollywood, you are a messy, ugly bitch. Like, God damn it. Every time.
Slut is what I prefer, but go on.
Every time. Every time you hear the story. Dude, do you remember when they I don't know if this was true, but remember when there was rumors that they wanted to get Julia Roberts to play Harriet Tubman? Like, dude, the things you hear about Hollywood. Yeah. Supposedly there's a rumor that they want to get
I love the joke from SNL where it's like they're gonna do a movie about the Rat Pack and what's her name? Scarlett Johansson's gonna play Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh my god.
And they made Colin Jost do that joke. It was a joke swap, I think.
That's bad.
Julia Roberts as Harriet Tubman was a racist idea, but that's quite common in Hollywood. Yeah, 2019.
Wow.
At one point, supposedly, when they wanted to do the Harriet Tubman story, someone pitched the idea of what if we got 27-year-old Julia Roberts and Nick Nolte.
Oh.
Wow.
That's not.
I don't know. The thing 94. It was 94.
Okay, there we go.
But the thing I don't understand is how she would have been a white woman. Why would she have been a slave? Like, how would you?
I think they would have said based on a true story and then changed everything. But it's based
so there wouldn't have been slavery. It just would have been.
I don't want to talk about this because it's gonna make me so mad.
Get mad and angry.
Yeah, trying to understand the white.
My blood is already boiling.
Yeah, trying to understand the whitewashing of a historically important black abolitionist is kind of crazy. You're right. That's what I don't think we want to go through.
Crazy is an understatement.
Oh my god.
Disrespectful.
What else would you guys check out this week?
I watched Wicked.
Oh, nice.
Hey, okay. I tried to watch it. I watched the first 10 minutes and threw my TV out the window. Joking.
Oh, shit.
Joking. I just turned it off. It was very bad for me.
Oh no. I mean, it felt.
Please.
And your part?
Yeah. Tell me how you liked it though.
I want to say the good things. It was very pretty. Yeah. Okay. Cinematography was great.
Sound like you're about to break up with someone.
I really love you. You're a kind person.
Not you, it's me.
Let her finish. I want to hear.
Visually pleasing. I think Ariana Grande was okay. I feel like a lot of people are saying she did an amazing job, and she didn't really sell it to me.
I feel you kind of have to pay attention to who's saying that, because if it's people that are fans of the musical, then I feel like they feel like she got it. She knew she was.
No, even people who haven't seen the musical were like, "Oh my god, she's made for this role."
Oh,
but
okay.
I personally I think there were scenes that she did really well, but there were some her character didn't sell it to me. I thought Cynthia was better for her character. Yes.
Can I ask a question? In the first 10 minutes that I saw, a bear and a wolf deliver a baby.
No. I'm sorry. Wait, serious?
Can you explain to me how that was done on Broadway?
I swear, I thought this was going to be a porn joke, and then you went the other way. Oh my god! I thought it was going to be a porn joke, and then you were talking about the creation of Rome.
No, I actually don't understand. They actually never talked about that. Actually, no, they
don't tell me that those things do those, and then there's never any type of animal type of interaction.
No,
that's
wild. There's this idea that back like way before our time that animals knew how to talk, but then humans,
they don't know how to talk after those.
no, humans decide to like what do you call it when you capture them,
take over,
and raise them in a cage so that they never learn to speak. Like it was this whole like weird thing about animals. Anyways,
them or whatever.
Yeah, like they're trying to say
that
they were trying to say that humans are the reason that animals no longer speak because we made them that way.
Domesticated them.
Yeah, we domesticated them, exactly.
Domesticated. Okay.
That was the idea in the movie.
Interesting.
But what I was going to say.
But she was raised by a talking bear, and then they domesticated all the animals
afterwards, like when she was like, when she was older. Anyways.
Sorry.
I just feel like
this is what happens when you don't watch a full movie.
Yeah, Brian, watch the movie.
Brian, especially when you watch it at 1.5, 2.5, 10 times speed.
Ariana Grande has an amazing voice.
Mm-hmm.
Some people call her the Mariah Carey, next gen Mariah Carey, which is pretty accurate. Although I feel like they went a bit too far with the high notes. It was a bit too much. So it was like, I feel like, I don't know if it's just me. I love musicals, but I felt like some of her singing was a bit too in the high pitch. So it's like, if she does it for too long, you're kind of like, okay, we get it.
Ow, my ear.
Yeah.
Ow.
But Cynthia was amazing. She has a really great voice. I had no idea that she could sing like that.
Yeah.
But the movie overall was just, I felt like it was too long. There were so many scenes that could have been cut.
Don't forget, there's a part 2.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. I'm wondering what they're even going to do. Because I'm like, what is going to... like?
So just real quick, so I can confirm. I heard that the original Broadway performance is 2 to 3 hours.
Yes,
right?
With an intermission.
And that they're making
3 hours, I think.
Okay. And now they're making the film, and the middle point, the end of the first film is the intermission point, from what I understand.
Oh.
But they made the first film 3 hours alone, and then they have the second film.
3 hour film.
Yeah, the first film is 3 hours, 2 hours and 40 something minutes, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Wow,
too long.
And then the second film is going to be another 2 hours and something, but the original Broadway performance is 3 hours, so they're already going to be at 4 to 5 hours, and I don't understand why you added that much.
But I have to admit, the dancing and singing sequences are done really, really well. You can tell, like they even they used some of the actual Broadway actors. From
the original cast and stuff.
They use them in the movie, so that's really cool. But overall, like I thought it was a little too long, and it felt really gimmicky. There was a lot of like, because the whole idea is about the witch is actually not bad, but she ends up turning bad because everyone thinks she's ugly and goes against her and makes her feel like she's too different and blah 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 blah. It's like it's nothing we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is probably very big. It just came out the 90s, the musical.
Yeah,
was like
it was
90s
a while
or
ago.
2000s,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
but I don't know, 20 years or something. People were saying?
And it's a great message. It's a great story, but I just feel like I don't know if you guys seen the hype around it, but like on social media, like
it's intense,
super intense, and even like their interviews, they're crying, and like I'm just like I get it, but also like this doesn't feel genuine. Like this feels like it's all a bit of a show.
I feel like I was gonna say I feel like it's probably like the theater kids finally feel they have something and they're just going nuts over it. That's what I kind of feel.
But there's always been stuff like this. No,
I feel like I don't know. I feel like this is like I don't know, more so than because I'm not usually noticing that kind of stuff, and then now this came out, and I'm like, the hell?
Yeah, but I'm confused.
Yeah,
I think the movie's not that great.
I think part of it, right. I think part of it is the fact that because Barbie did so well last year, everyone's hoping for another Barbie, and the marketing of this felt like, oh, we might have another Barbie on our hands,
and
Barbie.
They tried to group it with Gladiator 2, I think, right?
Gladiator, yeah.
Oh,
but
really?
Jesus.
They're like the Wicked Gladiator or whatever.
Well, people have been calling it Glicked, like GL. Yeah,
that doesn't even sound good.
But Yeah,
sounds like someone threw up in your mouth or something.
But it didn't take off. Like the whole Gladiator Wicked kind of Barbenheimer didn't work. So,
I mean,
you know,
I kind of feel
That was just good
Barbenheimer
timing.
I feel like Barbenheimer works just because one is so colorful and positive, and then the other one's so dark and dour. You know, you're just like, ooh, you know.
Yeah.
But also, both of those movies were like critically acclaimed. Like,
they were both good. They were both really good. I did it. I saw both of them on the same day, and I was just like, yeah,
nice. Okay.
But
oh wow,
Oppenheimer
and
first.
And I feel like this had the potential to be really good, and it's getting good reviews. I just feel like there were so many things that they could have like taken out, and it would have been better.
I feel like if they took the stuff you feel they could have taken out, I'm sure there's some fans that would be like, how dare you?
Well, because maybe it's true to the play. Like I've never seen the actual Broadway show, so maybe.
But
it
can't be true to the play if the play's like if the play is shorter than the film.
Well, so
it technically can't be, right? Like, am I wrong?
They're filling it out with the book.
True.
There's a book. Wicked.
Oh, right.
The play is the Broadway play is based on a book. I actually have a book. Shout out to my ex who lent it to me, and then I broke up with her. And she never
gave it back.
She didn't want to see me, so no. I tried, but she didn't want to see my face because she was so mad at me. She told me, "Keep the fucking book. I never want to see you again." Anyways, so I still have a copy of Wicked in my house somewhere that belongs to my ex. But we're cool now, so that's why I say shout outs to her. She knows
he keeps the book.
I've tried giving it back to her since, and she said, "At this point, I don't care about the book, Brian." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
It's because that's the part that hurts the most.
The
book. It brings back all the emotions.
But yeah, I have the book. I've always meant to read it. I never read it because it made me think of her. But supposedly the book is very good, and then. No, not because it made me think of her as in it's painful.
It
made me think of her. It made me think of her as in like, can I just give this back to you? I don't even want it in the house. Like, I don't care about this.
Could have just sold it or burned it.
No, I don't burn.
Damn.
I mean,
why did you burn it?
Yeah, I'm not going to burn it. I would rather just leave it on a shelf and. You know what? Ideally, I want to give it away to someone.
There's libraries, bro.
Yeah, donate it. But all that to say, I mean, Wicked, Gladiator 2, huge fail. Huge fail.
Wait, you watched Gladiator 2?
No, I didn't.
No, he's talking about the combination.
The combination. Yeah. The only things I've watched recently, I generally tried to watch Wicked because I thought we might talk about it. And no joke, my experience was because I'll tell you, my source has a really good bootleg of it. So I went to my source and I started watching it, and I saw, Glenda come down and do her little intro to Munchkinland.
Scene weird.
Yes, it was very. Why was she God? Like, what's happening? So already, I start off and I'm just like, okay. And then we go into our first musical number, and I'm like, right, musical. Got to remember that this is a musical. And then after the first musical number, she steps on
Wicked.
I know, but in my head I was just like, right, musical, dude. It's like, what's the other one? Something in the woods. What's the one in the woods? Into the woods?
Yeah, Into the Woods, I think.
Dude, I did not know that was a musical. I start the damn thing. I'm watching it. And I'm like, why the fuck is James Corden singing again? Isn't he always? Why is this man always singing? I got so mad. Anyways, so same thing with Wicked. I start Wicked, and I'm just like, Glenda comes down. All of a sudden, Ariana and all these munchkins are singing. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. We get through the first performance. Then she steps onto the stairs, and the little kid goes, do we have to worry about blah blah? And I'm just like, all right, kid, you said your lines, good job for you. And then Glenda's just like, well, once upon a time. And then next thing I know, a bear and a wolf are delivering a baby. And I was just like, no, you do not get my time. I was watching at 1.5 and I still said no.
That is not fair. That is not fair.
Oh my god!
Way
No,
more
I feel this is fair.
Ass in the theater. That is not fair. That is.
For a second, I was really worried you were giving this the Super Mario treatment, but after that, no, because he hated Super Mario. He's like, oh, I walked out, and then he watched it months later. He's like, it's actually a really good film.
Well, I didn't walk out. I fell asleep, which was my bad.
Well,
I was stupidly.
I didn't think it was good. It was nostalgic, but I didn't think it was a good movie.
I think it did what it needed to do, which is, fan service.
Yeah, and that's what it did. Yeah.
And not be, sadly, not be the 90s movie.
Yeah.
That took crazy liberties and did whatever the hell it wanted to, but it wasn't like, I'm watching Super Mario. This is not what I was expecting with Super Mario.
Yeah.
But it was really cool to see
that was
some
wild.
of the, things come to life. Well, not to life, but in movie.
Yeah.
It was cool to
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the cart and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, that was something.
Even
cool
the
stuff.
coins and it was.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Or like Mario hating mushrooms. That was funny to me.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, that's funny that. That's a funny, cute joke to do. But then Wicked, it was like, why is this woman the fact that she's raised by a bear in the woods with her sister in a wheelchair? I was like, what's happening? What is happening right now? Why is this child in a wheelchair in the woods? Can we not get this child in a house?
The wheelchair,
sir. Thank you.
Just gonna put that out there.
No, they're like a rich. They're like a wealthy family or something.
But if it's in the woods, if it's a real is it a wooden wheelchair?
No, he's just talking about they were in the backyard or something, playing. It wasn't they don't live in the woods.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry, you're living in
the backyard.
But is it in Oz? Aren't we in the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, but they live in a house. They live in a fancy house.
But question, real quick.
That's all I given you.
Ness, just so I understand, does she actually get raised by her family? Because the way they show it before
does.
Because I rage quit, so I didn't actually see.
Yeah, I know.
Because she's born green, they're like, oh, we don't want her. But then basically the bear, I think it's their doctor / nanny or whatever.
Yeah, the nanny. Yeah.
She ends up she's still part of the family, but the bear is the one who looks after her and takes care of her more because the parents are
Do the parents acknowledge her as their child?
Ashamed of her. He does, but he's ashamed of her.
Oh, okay. And the girl in the wheelchair is her sister.
Yes, and the mom died after having the second child.
Okay, and just so I can understand, and this is a spoiler. Spoiler to
Wicked, everybody. Spoiler to Wicked.
Well, it's actually I'm actually guessing, but I'm not sure.
Spoiler to a book and a musical before this, but go on. Around for 20 years. Go ahead.
Yes, okay, fair.
What?
Is the Wizard of Oz her father?
No.
Oh, okay. But the mother cheated with someone, and that's her father.
Apparently, yes.
All right.
Pretty cool. Bad scandal.
Okay, so you saw the.
There you go. That's all. Yeah, because the cheating scene's before the delivery scene. I just skipped it because it was the stupidest thing I'd ever seen.
It was so.
The cheating.
You're skipping me for.
Guys, what I described
I was like, what am I watching?
Because the way they did it was them dancing around, and the mother's a harlot who's getting it on in the old-fashioned jazzy New York style. Yeah, and I'm like, what is this? I didn't even understand they were cheating until I was just
until she's having a baby.
Oh, this is not. Yeah. I thought they were just showing us that she was taking dancing lessons at first because it didn't look like an intimate love scene. It just looked like this man walked in and they're spinning around and you're like, ooh la la. And then next thing you know,
it's supposed to be Broadway, I guess. It's just the problem with when you adapt, when you take something from Broadway and you try to put it on screen, it just doesn't translate the same. Because I feel like it's I don't know. You're going.
Or you kind of have to know how to do it. Because the fact that Chicago managed to make that transition and win Oscars, people were feeling that at that
Wasn't
time.
Sing Sing also a Broadway or no?
Yeah. So was the original West Side Stories, which I think won stuff.
Yep.
But the original one was good.
It's definitely the remake was. I just think this one was a little weird.
All right, well, guys, Wicked, Alice Cross, Cruel Intentions, Drake, Kendrick.
A lot of thumbs down.
A lot of thumbs down.
I was trying to talk about the Fall Guys, but
negative bunch.
Everything else was way more entertaining.
Oh yeah, sorry, we didn't get to the Fall Guys.
I would say
we also didn't get to the news. So
no. Do you want to do the news?
No. Fall Guys, you go.
Fall Guys, I thought was pretty good. Ryan Gosling, another Ryan that's a Canadian, is playing a stuntman, one of the best stuntmen, and he has an accident on set. He kind of stays low for a bit, recovering, and then he gets called back in. But there's like an ulterior motive. He's called back in. He's supposed to find the lead star of this movie, and it's a little bit complicated because the director was a camera. What do you call it?
Camera lady.
Lady. What do you call the camera people? That like the
camera operator.
Okay.
Not camera operator, but like the people that really like do the like. They really set up the
cinematographer.
Shots. Yeah, head of photography.
Cinematographer.
Cinematographer.
Yeah, and then she's becoming the director for her first time.
Yeah. So they were kind of a couple. They're starting to be a couple, and then he has his accent, and he kind of just ghosts her because he doesn't feel like he's above 100% and stuff. So it's about him.
He's embarrassed.
Yeah. So it's about him getting over that, and because you're not going to save the world when you're a stuntman. You're like you got to be more realistic with your goals and stuff in your movie. So it's about that. It's about him trying to figure out this mystery about where the actor went and making sure the movie still kind of continues on and everything because he's still part of this film team. And I thought it was really good. It's one of those things where it's being very meta a lot of the time. And I think
it's very good.
I'm surprised it didn't do better because, in this world where we're all terminally online and reading up rumors on sets and stuff like that movie had a lot of that stuff in there, and also trying to teach you about why would a movie do a split screen, and this is what it's trying to tell you when there's a split screen. They're in the same area, but they're on different pages, kind of thing. So I thought that was
they do a good job of giving you because I actually also saw it. They do a really good job of like giving you a lot of like inside sneaks sneaks. I don't know what's the word.
Sneak peek inside.
Well, like behind the curtain stuff. Basically, they give you a lot of that. And to be honest, the actual story in itself and how it unravels near the end without giving any spoilers was really, really good. Actually, it was. I was quite impressed with it. I thought it was going to be like just it is a good action movie in what it is. But I thought the storyline was actually really well done as well.
And I really like the last joke at the end because they keep saying like, this shot that we're doing is going to be in Hall H at Comic-Con and blah blah blah, and then and then they kind of reveal how it looks at Comic-Con, and it's really freaking hilarious with that last bit. And it's based off of an old, I think,
TV
late
show.
70s, early 80s show called The Fall Guy, but I've never heard of it, so I'm too young for that.
I think the guy who starred in the $6 Million Man.
Well, that was the second show.
Yeah, it was the second show. Yeah.
Right. I know about the $6
Lee Majors, I think is his name.
Lee Majors. Okay, so that's his second show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was his big second show. Yeah.
I thought it was a worthwhile watch. I thought it was very funny, and it sucks it didn't do better. I thought this would have been a movie that.
But I think one of the reasons people were concerned is because that became like the launch of summer this year. It was the Memorial Day weekend big movie, and usually Marvel usually had a movie and stuff like that. So I think Deadpool and Wolverine got pushed, right?
Yeah, they got pushed. I feel this movie is going to become a bit of like a
cult classic.
I was about to say I think it's gonna go down because like I found the rewatch a bit like when I was done it, I was almost down to like watch it like next week and like it was really good. In that
what makes a good like that Fall Guy and the D&D movie are two movies that like
I need to watch that next.
If someone said to me, yo, let's watch this movie, I'd be like, yeah, I'd watch that again because the story is fun enough.
No.
God, guys, my allergies are killing me. I think I have to run because my nose is trying to run away.
Oh, boo!
Boo. Hey, man, they can't all be good. They can't all be cruel intention to keep you in the back of a bus. Okay, listen. But that's the whole show. We had a fun one. It was crazy. Great conversation.
I enjoyed myself.
Skinny, again, I will give Drake his flowers on the fact that I do want to see payola taken down. I do hope he drops the defamation thing because I think that's bad for hip hop.
But the only one that sees that. Everyone's just yelling at him. You're the only one that sees that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think because he put both of them at the same time, people are lumping them together, but it is two separate things that I do wish he approached separately, but unfortunately because they're lumped together, people are approaching them together, and we'll see how that goes. But ultimately, we'll see what happens. And to the theory that they want to block Not Like Us playing at the Super Bowl, I guess we will find out in February because I expect to hear that played during the Super Bowl. That's going to be crazy.
I think it's even more hype that's going to happen now.
Yeah, I 100% expect that song to play.
Oh man, the camera cuts.
Crazy part.
He's gonna,
you know what he will do? He'll probably just play
money.
the instrumental. Or that.
Sure. Yeah. All right, guys. We've come to the end. It's been a blast. Anything you guys want to tell people?
Check out Transform Flag and the Toy Armada podcast with Aaron Archer on YouTube.
Peace, y'all. Have a good one.
Peace.